Good morning, y'all. It's Timidity. It's like 5 p.m. It's dark as shit. I don't feel like turning on the lights, so I hope you bear with my shitty Android quality phone. I have a cute outfit on, except you can hardly see it, so you'll just have to trust me. I was gonna get on here and say, hey y'all, it's Timidity, I want to kill myself, but then I ate food, so don't worry, that urge has settled. For now, it's just that weird existentialist feeling of, what do I do with my life now? What's the next steps? What am I truly alive for? I used to be the type of person in high school who had all the fucking answers. Always. People would come up to me like, Tamia, you always look so effortlessly put together. You always seem to just, have it. Everybody likes you, and even if they don't, they still respect you and think that you're really fucking cool and shit. Well, they didn't respect me, but they were like, oh, yeah. People used to nickname me Miss Popper because I always had, good posture, spoke eloquently, was able to use my words to get what I want in a non-manipulative way. That's just called having fucking manners. And eloquency and etiquette or whatever. And no, I'm not trying to hype myself up. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just repeating what people have said to me. And they'd always be like, Tamia, how do you know what you want to do in life? You seem to just know. And then people, for most of, high school and, even my 20s told me, I don't know how you just already know what you want out of life. Just this early on. That's not exactly the most normal thing ever. How do you know? And frankly, I'm at that stage where now I have to ask myself that too. Funny enough, that is what I do whenever I have really, really bad moments. Whenever I'm like, oh no, I'm in a toxic, abusive relationship. How the fuck do I get over it? Then I hone in and think, okay, what would 12-year-old Tamia say? You know, the socially awkward, but still, extremely smart, intuitive 12-year-old girl who didn't have any fucking friends, but was able to, know everything about everyone. See how they all interacted with each other and knew exactly what to avoid. The old me would say, hey, bitch, work on your sex addiction. Probably stop having sex with so many people. You're worth more than, you're valued a lot more if you don't have sex with people. And frankly, you'll also attract the right people, not just the horn dogs. Also, just spend time alone and be happy spending time alone. Play video games or make friends online or talk to people. Get out the house more. You do not have, draw, paint. 12-year-old me would look at 23-year-old me and be like, holy shit, bitch, you have everything I want. And you're squandering it a decade later. What the fuck is wrong with you? And she'd be entirely correct. I love 12-year-old me. She knew a lot, and that was the perfect. I was so intelligent, and then right before I turned 13, 14, I knew, okay, this is where the hormones hit, and I have to make a list of guidelines to follow so that I managed to survive high school. Did I follow those guidelines? No! Once hormones kicked in, I was a hangry, horny beast. And then things went down the drain very fast. So sometimes I have to remind myself I am still valuable and loved, and I do not need other people around me to have fun, because simply put, for most of my life, up until age 13, I was entirely fine just having very minimal friends, one or two at best, and then otherwise spending time talking to myself, doing things alone. I just have to learn to enjoy my own presence again. And also, let's see, if I was another example, let's say, oh my god, I feel like I don't have anything to do, and I feel so bad and moody all the time. I feel like I'm always worried about how people feel about me, that I'm being judged, that no one truly gives a fuck about me, even people who I thought cared about me. And it hurts so much. It feels like I'm cripplingly alone, and I don't know how to deal with any of this. It's breaking my heart. Then I would think about 17-year-old me. Or actually, the ages 15 to, let's see, 15 to 18, probably 19. That's the age where I was full on nihilistic. All of the consequences of having hormones and trusting the wrong people and this, and that, and years of I can fix him just avalanched and rolled into a big snowball that was crushing me at the bottom of the hill, metaphorically. And so then that was when it's you know what, fuck it. Live for just you. What are you afraid of? What are you really, really afraid of? What's the worst that could fucking happen? Oh, people are bullying you in school? Start skipping school. Fuck it. Bitch, you're already gonna kill yourself anyway, so it's imagine you stayed in school and suffered through all this shit just to, fuck your life up. You could just skip the class. Oh, hey, you don't like that person? Tell them to their face that they fucking suck. Why are you holding back? Why are you trying to make other people feel good when they don't give a fuck about how you feel? Stop holding back. Do what you fucking want. Wear the clothes you want, enjoy the style you want, do the shit you want, and just like, yeah. And then even if other people don't like it and it feels like the world's fucking against you, guess what, bitch? You are just holding on until you can figure out what the fuck you want. 17-year-old me would look at 23-year-old me and say, you have everything that I want right now. You have the apartment. Sure, it's not exactly the best apartment, but it's still an apartment. Rent is low. There's a world of potential out there. If I could trade to be in your shoes, I would accept your life immediately. If it could get me out of the situation. And I would remind myself, I have suffered through worse and made it through. So obviously I can get through this again. And I'm surprised that it's taken me so long and being so difficult for me to get the fuck back up. And that's what I would tell myself, which is very good advice. And let's say I was telling myself, hey, Tamia, I was like, let's say my issue was, oh, I don't know what I want to do with my life anymore. I used to know so well what I wanted to do with my life. So fucking well. And nothing is going that way. How do I get back on the path that I used to be on? Where, like, everyone, I was likable, like, everything in my life was put together, mostly. Fucked up home life, of course, but it's like I still dressed nice, had manners, was polite, and managed to do things that were just fantastic. Like, why does it feel so hard to feel joy in the exact same things again? Why does it feel like my life is a mess, even if it's probably better than it was before in some ways? Then I probably talked to myself when I was 14 or 15, the calm before the storm phase. I would tell myself, hey, guess what? You're doing 10 times better than I thought you'd be. Like, sure, you're still a piece of shit when you're 23. Like, your life is definitely a mess. But frankly, it's not a hard mess to clean up. Aside from, like, a few things unorganized here, job search there, whatever. You'll get, like, you're a lovable person. You stay at jobs for years because you know you have value. What are you afraid of? 15-year-old me would look at my life and say, get it the fuck together, girl. You already know what you have to do. The only thing stopping it is you. You just need to establish a routine. You have food in the fridge. You have limbs that work. You have stretches you could be doing, games to be playing, movies to be watching. A whole world out there. 15-year-old me would go, I know how you feel. That paralyzing anxiety where you have so much that you could do but don't know which to start, I understand that. 15-year-old me would look at me and go, hey, you're all right. And 15-year-old me would remind me, hey, you used to literally go home after school, after your perfect life at school, and sit at home in your living room just endlessly thinking about the horrors. And then eventually make your way, once your family got back home, you'd make your way to your bedroom and stare at your phone on your Tumblr page for like a scary amount of time. And then just wait until you could eat dinner and go to bed. You didn't exactly have the most things going for you. You wish that you could be alone with no one around to hear you scream, because it would be much more bliss than the fucked up life you have now. So maybe, sure, like almost a decade later, you're at the point where it's like, you could scream. Some people might hear you and get annoyed by it. Some might not hear you at all. Just scream. It'll make you feel better. It's better to be able to express your emotions and have things to do and potential than to not have it all. 15-year-old me would be like, hey, guess what? At my age, I have bitches in class who see my extreme talent in making like a 5 to 10 year goal plan, and they're mocking me because I'm autistic, but at the same time, every single other person in class worshipped me for my artwork, and even people I didn't know worshipped me for my artwork and my stories and my potential. Sure, you don't have your Grammys and Oscars and this and that yet, but no one expected a pandemic. No one expected most of what happened to you in your life and health. 15-year-old me would say, I didn't expect what would happen to me a few months into the year after some of my most glorious joys. I would have not expected that, and frankly, I went through so much, and now you're the one dealing with all of that, and then more and more and more and more and more after that. 15-year-old me would be like, I'm sure your life is a mess, but frankly, I didn't see how my life would turn into a mess months later, and I'm surprised you're still standing considering, like, all that. I hardly survived high school, sweetheart, and meanwhile you're 23. And your problems are both more and less at the same time, but still less, because at least you have the freedom to escape it if you wanted to. I think younger me would still be proud of me, even if she would think, oh, I feel bad that she doesn't know what she wants to do with her life yet. But soon enough she'll realize. 16-year-old and 17-year-old me would be like, hey girl, I see you're 23 now and you don't know what to do with your life. But that's just because you're confused. That's because you're in that stage of what comes next. What really, really comes next. 16 and 17-year-old me would remind me that towards the end stage of the bullshit and the trauma and all the mess that happened, like that, hey, there was that summer where everything went right again, where I was loved by everyone, liked by everyone, my life was perfect, and that it's never bad for too long. Even when it was bad, I was still going to that shitty Taiwan bento place, getting a bento meal, my laptop charger, and typing away and drawing away and sketching away, trying to form ideas that I didn't know, like that didn't exist before, and even if others didn't believe in it, I did, and that's all I needed. And I would sit there in that restaurant and draw out all the characters, the storyline, all that, and people loved it, even if maybe it wasn't the most realistic here, or maybe it was strange there, but simply put, it was my passion project and I loved it. 16-year-old me would probably be mad that I dumped off that story and stopped writing it, but frankly, you know, what can I say? I have trouble giving into the fantasy and believing that even the unbelievable stuff or the corny stuff could still be seen as valuable by people. And 16-year-old me would remind myself, yeah, I had people who really knew more about drugs than me still loving my script, and I should have never tossed it away because it was a masterpiece. I would remind myself that I, at a young age, went to Academy of the Arts early because I was so fucking talented and wise. And other people recognized that talent. I literally got applause from other people in classrooms because they would go, wow, she's a really fucking good writer. She knows how to deliver a good verbal smackdown. Like, she really knows how to set a scene. She makes it all amazing. And I was liked. Even if they didn't like me, they liked my fucking writing. It's my talent, it's my skill. And even if I don't feel passion in it right now, there's a part of me that will always go, you love your stories. You've just been around the wrong people, the wrong energy, or just have had your thoughts on negative things for too long. But it will never, ever stay that way. And you're going to be okay. And one day you're going to get the fuck up and be exactly where you fucking want to be. Just like you are now. So I think that's what 16 and 17-year-old me would say. They remind me that even after years of feeling ugly and hated and worthless, I still stood up for myself and made my dreams a reality. I didn't care about others' opinions or perspective, none of that. I tried my best. I still give myself grace in some departments because, you know, I got ADHD after a concussion and that really, really fucked up my attention span. And my wrist has been acting weird, probably because I use my phone too much, so I might also have to do some wrist exercises to avoid carpal tunnel, but there's always potential. I can always research like the best foods to eat, vitamins to take, stretches to do, just like younger me did when the whole world thought I was ugly and all I had was a phone. I researched, okay, how to take better care of my teeth, how to make my skin soft, how to keep my skin looking not ashy, how to get rid of acne, how to brighten my smile, like how to do my hair. I looked up things so that I could improve my life quality, and I'm still proud of myself because I do so fucking well. I do so fucking well. If you like, really, I lost my last job recently, and I didn't even feel that bad. Sure, it was mild anxiety, but guess what? A few days later, I was a production assistant, getting paid fucking big bucks, and getting free shit, all because guess what? People saw my value, and I saw my value, and I knew my worth, and I went for the shit that I knew was worth it. And it fucking paid off for me. And I have to remind myself, I have always been a go-getter. I have always had people around me who love me and support me. I have always had people who supported my ideas. And even when I didn't, fuck them, guess what? Because I still am there for myself. I'm the one who gives a shit. Any single time I've been alone and isolated and struggling for so long, I still had my fucking back and did what I had to do. Even the times where I was a little bit naive or forgot certain things or elements, or guess what? I still have the knowledge of so many versions of myself that did amazingly the best they could, and I still have that potential in me to get the fuck what I want. Like, if I, like, really, all versions of myself that exist within me over the years are telling me right now, you can still be that girl. You can still get the Oscars, still get the Grammys, still do all the dancing and being amazing. You can be fucking perfect. There is no reason ever. And that makes me extremely, extremely grateful and happy and blessed. The only thing stopping me is myself, and I have to get the fuck out my way. So that's all. Peace out. Take care of yourself. Drink some water. Have a good day. Thanks for letting me talk to you.